right, gentlemen. All right, kings. Welcome back. So, on today's episode, we're going to take a look at a video compilation from the people at, I think it's called Cosmic Verse or Comics Verse, of women freaking out because Ron DeSantis of Florida said no more permanent alimony. And these freeloaders, oh, I'm sorry, I meant parasitic leeches. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant stunning and brave, don't need no man kind of woman, but they need a man's money. Are these ladies are freaking out. So let's take a look at the oh so sweet suffering.
To the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
The top of the article is cut off, but yes, it says Republican women say they will switch parties after DeSantis approves alimony law. So last Friday, Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law. It is SB 1416 that will get rid of permanent alimony payments. Well, there was a giant uproar from a group called First Wives Advocacy Group. It's a coalition of older women who say their lives will be upended without their alimony payments.
Oh no, because God forbid that you would get a job and pay your own bills. Heaven forbid you would do that. The women freaking out about this is when they're the true parasites, the financial vampires, if you will.
The law allows a judge to reduce or terminate alimony payments based on a number of factors, like the age and health and economic impact on the person who's making the payments. Even if you're married for 20 years plus, you'll probably only get 75% of the term of the marriage. There's a quote in here from one of the women that says 3,000 women across the state of Florida are switching to Democrat and we will campaign against him forever. I gotta say, I never thought that this would be the thing that would wake them up. I bet free healthcare is looking pretty good right now in your old age.
No alimony for my cheating ex. Unfortunately, in Florida, because it's a no-fault divorce state, whether or not your ex cheated does not determine whether or not you may be paying alimony. If you do not have a prenup and you are married for the requisite period of time, you may in fact be paying alimony to your cheating ex.
Florida family law tip of the day. Governor DeSantis did sign the alimony reform bill yesterday, so effective today, July 1st, permanent alimony is a thing of the past in Florida. In addition, it limits the amount of alimony the recipient can get to their reasonable need or 35% of the difference of the parties' net incomes, whichever is less.
Should women be scared of the new Florida divorce law? Yes. No longer is there permanent alimony.
See, this is why, first of all, this needs to come to all 50 states, all 50 states. But I really do think that, let's say you can't get that in all 50 states. A marriage license should expire every, let's say, 4 to 5 years. I know every state's different with their driver's license and boating license and hunting license and so on and so forth. But I think a marriage license should expire. And then let's say you renew it every 4 years. And then every 4 years you go, okay, if we break up or, divorce, you get this amount. And then, at year 8, you renegotiate. Okay, if we split, you get this. But let's say you split at year 16, you don't get 16 years of alimony. You get from 12 to 14. That whatever that was last negotiated, that should be what you get. Not this, oh, well, I cheated on you, but now I'm going to file for divorce, and now I'm going to take half of your everything for the rest of your life because, why not? Disgusting.
Amount of alimony that you're going to get has been predetermined.
Why would you be scared? This is the thing. Like, if you're a lady, why would you sit there and try to make your entire future based on whether or not you can get a certain amount of money from the guy that you're with? Why are you looking to protect yourself from divorce like this in the first place? And why is it that you're worried about getting more money?
The length of time that you are going to get alimony has been cut down. That's why married women should fear the new Florida divorce law.
Shout out to Florida, because this disincentivizes people from getting divorced. Somewhere between 70 and 80% of divorces are initiated by women. If you want to know who this affects, it's like women are incentivized by unlimited alimony to get divorced.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill into law, which now essentially does away with what is known as permanent alimony.
Camille Malone, 5-ish, says the recent change to Florida's alimony laws has her wanting to change her allegiance.
Well, I'm really disappointed because I'm a Republican.
I'm so disappointed that I would have to get a job and get up and go to work and spend 2 hours a day in traffic and work 10 hours a day. Ugh, why can't I just get free money? Money, 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 money. It's just, you know, this ban on permanent alimony and mandatory DNA testing for every child that's born. That's the way the world needs to be.
I voted for Governor DeSantis, and this makes me very sorry that I did.
Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill that does away with what's known as permanent alimony. A group known as the First Wives Advocacy Group is among those strongly against the new law, saying it puts older women in a situation that will cause financial devastation. Co's in favor of the changes, says permanent alimony forces them to work long past the age they wanted to retire because they had to make those payments. The law also allows ex-spouses to see modifications to alimony agreements when they want to retire.
It doesn't matter if there's a difference in income or you are married for 20 years. If there's no need, there's going to be no alimony.
The statute was also amended to force the court to reduce or end alimony if the person getting alimony is in a supportive relationship, and that does not have to be a marriage.
A lot of people in their heads think, oh, well, I'm not going to marry this person, so I get my alimony still. But that's not the way it works, and that was the way it was forever. The statute just put that in writing.
Imagine breaking your marriage contract and jumping out with a golden parachute. I mean, would you go into business with someone who is rewarded for breaking a contract? You would say no, it makes no logical sense. And that's what this is. I mean, unless you really want a traditional family and you want to have the husband and the wife and the 2.5 kids and the dog and the white picket fence and the fantasy and the ultimate dream. Okay, I guess, but otherwise it's like you can have kids without being married. You can have a joint bank account without being married. You can live together without being married. What's the point?
New law will only line the pockets of lawyers and the already wealthy.
And the rest of us, the older women here in Florida, well, we're just going to be, I don't know, maybe collecting government assistance.
I am 41 years old, single, without kids, living in a van outside my mom's house. But I'm on the next chapter of my life. I'm currently building a tiny home next door, like literally next door to my mom. This is my tiny home I'm building, and it's literally next door to my mom's house.
You know how much of a pathetic joke this is? Not that, I'm not shitting on the van life. I'm not doing that. I'm not saying don't build your tiny home, your tiny palace. Hey, that's cool. But damn well, she's not living in that. She's like, hey mom, let me set up this tent and that old van, and let me just say I'm living there, because if it rains, mommy, can I come home and sleep in my own room? Mommy, can I take a hot shower? Mommy, the mosquitoes, mommy. Because look, her hair is so beautifully done. Her hair is very nice. She's got makeup on. Do you think she did that in her little van? Hell no.
This is my mom. Mommy.
Look at that. She's like, I raised a failure as a daughter. I raised a daughter who got sucked into social media, who followed her single friends, and you can do better, and don't settle, yas queen, and God will manifest, and all this other crap that women say. Horoscopes and 6 foot plus, blah, 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 blah. And you could just tell this mother's like, I'm never going to have grandchildren. My bloodline is going to die with her. No one's going to want her.
You happy that I'm moving next door?
Yeah. So Governor DeSantis just signed into law a bill that would end alimony payments for men who were mandated to pay these payments for the rest of their ex-wives' lives. They called it alimony forever. It protected women who decided or accepted the role of giving up their ability to earn an income to raise families. The traditional Christian values thing.
Yes, the traditional Christian values. So these traditional Christian women were virgins on their wedding night? I'm sorry, what? What was that? I'm sorry. Ladies, you gotta speak up. virgins on their wedding night? Exactly. Listen, I have no problem with traditionalism. But here's the thing, much like equality, don't say you want something and then complain when you get it. So if you are going to claim to be a traditional woman, then I'm going to uphold you traditional standards and values. Cook, clean, virgin on your wedding night. You know, like women who say they want equality. I have no problem with equality, but I'm going to treat you equal to a man, equal rights and equal punishment. No special treatment. Don't say you want something and then complain when you get it.
Yeah, they bought into that. And then for whatever reason, the marriage ended, and they had already given up their chance to be big breadwinners because they stayed at home. And now he's stripped away their income. That makes a lot of sense, right? Reassure women that if they give up their ability to earn income and become stay-at-home moms, that they'll be okay.
All right, let's talk about the new Florida alimony law and how it may catch fire in other Republican-led states.
Let's listen to what this man has to say. I'm sure it's a God, I don't know what.
The measure was called SB 1416, and it's a bill that not even Rick Scott, the former Republican governor, would sign. But DeSantis signed it on June 30th, and it became law on July 1st. It ends permanent alimony. Now, that sounds terrible, and it is terrible for the women of Florida who were...
No, it ends permanent freeloading.
Counting on having permanent alimony because it's mostly going to affect older women. But there are only 7 states in which permanent alimony exists anyway, and those are Connecticut.
Let's listen to this. Let's pay attention to the states we need to not get married in.
New Jersey, North Carolina, Oregon, Vermont, and West Virginia. This law caps durational alimony at 3 years and rehabilitative alimony at 5 years. And as always, alimony is terminated if the receiving spouse gets remarried. Here's the part where it gets a little tricky. This new law also allows a judge to modify prior alimony agreements. And they can modify those based on the age, health, and motivation for retirement of the payer. And it also puts the burden of continuing to prove that you need alimony on the recipient. So even though alimony may have been decided at the time of divorce, it can now be challenged over and over and over again. Now, only about 10% of divorces end in alimony in the first place. You have to be married pretty much more than 20 years for a judge to really seriously consider it. 400,000 people currently across the nation are on alimony, and 98% of them are women. Now,
I hope that, and if President Trump, or if Trump gets reelected, oh, please make this one of your things. Oh, the sweet taste of having to work for yourself, the sweet satisfaction of having to pay your own bills from your own work that you go to your own job and you pay taxes on. Oh, please let this be a thing nationwide.
Now, with the abrupt ending of permanent alimony and some of these changes in ability to legally challenge things, older women in Florida are saying this new law is going to absolutely ruin their lives.
Well, boo freaking who. And it's going to ruin their lives. What about the lives of the men? Oh, pish posh. Does not matter because they're men. They can just suck it up and deal with it. You know, every time us guys have problems, we're told to man up and deal with it. Well, guess what, ladies? Woman up and deal with it. No more free ride. No more being a financial vampire. A parasitic leech. Money freeloader. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this. As always, comment down in the section below. Let me know your thoughts. And as always, take care and take it easy.